Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something you hear about constantly in fitness circles, whey protein. The big question is, you know, is it just clever marketing hype or is there real substance? Is it a true hero for your health? We're going to unpack all of that today. And hey, for more insights like this, don't forget you can always check out mindexpansiondaily.com. If you're new here or even if you're not, please hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps us grow our community exploring health and fitness. And, if you find this valuable, if you enjoy what we do, you can support us by buying us a coffee. The link's right there in the description. So as we go through this, think about it. What's your experience with whey? Once you've heard our take, jump into the comments. Agree? Disagree? Let us know. And please tell us where you're listening from. We love seeing how far Mind Expansion Daily reaches. Our goal is definitely global. Okay, so our mission today is pretty clear. Get to the bottom of whey protein. Where is it from? What are these different types? What does it actually do for you? The good and maybe the not so good. We want to cut through all the confusing stuff out there, the noise you see online or here in the gym, whether you're in Manila or Manchester, just the facts.
Exactly. Think of this as your essential guide. There's so much chatter, so many claims about supplements. It's easy to get lost. We're here to distill it down, give you those key pieces of information so you can make smart choices about your own nutrition, your own fitness journey.
All right, let's start right at square one. Whey protein. We see the tubs, the powder. But what is it fundamentally? Where does it come from?
Well, it's actually pretty natural. Whey protein comes directly from milk. It's a byproduct of making cheese. When cheese is made, the milk separates into solid curds and this leftover liquid, that's whey. And it naturally holds about, say, 20% of the protein found in milk.
Okay, so it's not something cooked up in a lab entirely. It starts as a part of milk.
Sure.
Interesting. But then it becomes this powder. You mentioned processing, like microfiltration. What does that involve? Is it like heavy-duty stuff?
It sounds technical, but it's really about purification. Microfiltration is like using a super fine filter. It helps separate the protein from most of the fat and lactose that's the milk sugar while keeping the good stuff, those essential amino acids, especially leucine, which is really key for triggering muscle growth.
Leucine, right. Heard that's important.
Oh, definitely. And just to give you an idea of scale, we're talking huge volumes. Last year, something like 1.2 million tons were produced globally, and the majority of that, maybe 70%, went straight into supplements. It's massive.
Wow, 1.2 million tons. That's hard to even picture. So it's a natural base, refined carefully. That kind of changes how you see that scoop, doesn't it?
It does. It helps understand its origins.
Okay, but then you go to buy it, and it's not just whey. You see it concentrate, isolate, hydrolyzed. It gets confusing fast. Do these differences actually matter much for the average person?
They absolutely can. Yeah, it really depends on what you need and maybe what your budget is. Let's break them down. First, you have whey protein concentrate, or WPC. This is usually the most common type. It's about 70 to 80% protein. It still has some of the natural fats and lactose from the milk. Because it's less processed, it tends to be the most affordable. Makes sense why maybe half of consumers go for this one.
Okay, so WPC is the standard, budget-friendly option. Got it. What's next?
Next up is whey protein isolate, WPI. This one goes through more filtering, so you're looking at 90% protein, sometimes even higher. Crucially, it has very little lactose and fat left. This makes it a really great choice if you're lactose intolerant or if you're closely watching your carb and fat intake.
Ah, so that's one for sensitive stomachs or keto diets, maybe?
Exactly. About 30% of athletes tend to prefer WPI for that purity. You see those posts online all the time, right? Like, switch to isolate, no more bloating, pure gains, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last one, hydrolyzed. Sounds intense.
Hydrolyzed whey protein, or HWP. Yeah, it's kind of the premium option. It's basically pre-digested.
Yeah.
The long protein chains are broken down into smaller bits called peptides. The idea is that your body can absorb them even faster. So it's often favored by, say, serious bodybuilders or athletes looking for the absolute quickest recovery post-workout. Maybe 20% of them use it.
Pre-digested.
Huh.
So your body has less work to do. I can see the appeal for serious training. It really sounds like there's a specific way for almost every need, doesn't it? It's not just marketing fluff.
Not at all. Understanding the differences really empowers you to pick what's right for your goals and your body.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. We hear the good stuff, but there are also these persistent, kind of scary stories floating around, myths maybe. What's the biggest one you hear about whey that just drives you crazy? The one that needs debunking.
Oh, definitely the kidney and liver damage myth. That one comes up a lot. And the idea that because it's processed, it's somehow unnatural or bad for you. Let's tackle processing first. Microfiltration, remember, it's about purifying. It's designed to keep the valuable nutrients, not add harmful stuff. It refines, it doesn't contaminate.
Okay, so the process itself isn't the enemy. What about the kidney damage claim? That sounds serious.
It does, but the science is actually very clear on this for most people. Multiple studies, including large reviews, have found no evidence that whey protein harms kidneys in healthy adults. We're talking even at relatively high intakes, like up to 2.8 grams per kilogram of body weight daily, which covers almost everyone using it.
So for the average healthy person, it's safe.
Yes, but, and this is a really important but, if you already have kidney problems, maybe about 10% of adults do, then you absolutely must talk to your doctor before adding any extra protein, whey, or otherwise. It's about the pre-existing condition, not the whey itself causing the problem in healthy people.
That's a critical distinction. Focus on individual health status.
Okay, what about digestion? People complain about bloating or it being heavy.
It's interesting because physiologically, whey is one of the fastest digesting proteins available. Your body absorbs it really efficiently, usually within, say, 3 hours. Much faster than casein, for example, which takes maybe 6 to 8 hours.
Faster. So why the bloating complaints?
That usually comes back to lactose, especially in the concentrate, WPC. Only a small percentage of users, maybe 5%, report mild bloating. And very often, like we mentioned with that online comment, switching to an isolate, WPI, which has minimal lactose, makes the problem disappear.
So again, it comes down to choosing the right type for you. Sounds like most digestion fears are unfounded or manageable.
For the vast majority, yes. Science supports its digestibility.
For the longest time, you pictured, huge bodybuilders gulping down whey shakes that seemed like their thing exclusively. But that's really selling it short, isn't it? Oh, massively short. Yes, a huge number of athletes, maybe 80%, use it for muscle recovery. That's undeniable. But its uses go way beyond that. Think about weight management, for instance. Whey is really good at increasing feelings of fullness satiety. Having a shake after a workout, maybe 30 grams, can potentially curb your hunger for a good few hours, which might help you eat fewer calories overall. Some studies suggest maybe a 10% reduction.
Interesting. So it helps control appetite. What else?
Well, there's general health. It's loaded with those branched-chain amino acids, BCAAs, which are important for your metabolism. Lots of people, maybe 70%, report feeling an energy boost. And honestly, just the sheer convenience factor is huge for many.
Totally.
For busy parents, people with hectic jobs, getting enough protein can be tough. A quick shake is just easy. You saw that quote, right? Whey shakes save time for busy moms. Gets tons of likes online. It benefits a huge number of non-athletes too. Maybe 50% of users aren't hardcore gym goers.
That really reframes it. It's less of a niche muscle supplement and more of a versatile nutrition tool that fits into many different lifestyles.
Precisely. It's about finding how it can support your day, your goals.
Okay, but we can't ignore the muscle side completely. That is what it's most famous for. What's the actual science? How does it work so well for building strength and muscle?
The secret sauce, as you put it, really comes down to its amino acid profile, specifically that high concentration of leucine we mentioned earlier. Leucine acts like a trigger, basically flicking the switch for muscle protein synthesis. That's the body's process for repairing and building muscle fibers after you've stressed them with exercise.
So leucine kicks things off.
Exactly. And whey delivers a potent dose, usually around 2.5 grams in a standard 25-gram serving. That's enough to get the process going strong. And the results are measurable. Studies consistently show that combining whey protein with resistance training leads to greater muscle mass gains, maybe 5 to 10% more over, say, 12 weeks, compared to training alone or with other protein sources.
5 to 10% is pretty significant.
It is. And then there's the speed. Because it digests quickly, those amino acids get delivered to your muscles fast, usually within 30 minutes or so after drinking it. This speeds up recovery. Some studies show it boosts recovery by maybe 20% compared to something like soy protein.
Right, gets the building blocks there when the muscles need them most.
That's the idea. That's why you hear so many lifters, maybe 85% in some surveys, saying whey helped them get stronger. You see those stories online too. Gain 5-kilogram muscle in 3 months with whey. Gets huge engagement.
Wow. And the hydrolyzed version being even faster.
Yeah, for those doing really intense, frequent training, that slightly faster absorption from hydrolyzed whey might cut recovery time down by another bit, maybe 15%. Every little bit helps at that level.
Okay, so the muscle building reputation is definitely well earned, scientifically speaking.
No question. It's very effective for that specific goal.
Now, digging a bit deeper, beyond muscles and maybe weight management, are there other, maybe more surprising health benefits? Things we don't normally associate with a protein powder?
Yeah, definitely. When you look at the bigger picture, whey has some interesting impacts. Take bone health, for example. Research suggests it can actually help improve bone density, possibly by 3 to 5%. This is particularly relevant for reducing osteoporosis risk, especially in older adults. Some studies show older adults taking about a gram per kilo of body weight daily saw improved bone strength markers within months. You even see comments like, "Whey keeps my bones strong at 60" online.
Bone health. Didn't expect that one. What else?
There's also immune function. Whey contains natural compounds like immunoglobulins and lactoferrin. These are known to support the immune system. Some research points towards whey users potentially having slightly lower rates of infection, maybe 10% less. Anecdotally, people report fewer colds during flu season, maybe 15% fewer reported in one survey.
Immune support too. That's impressive.
And just to circle back on weight management, focusing specifically on fat loss. Because it's high in protein and helps preserve muscle while you're dieting, it's really supportive for losing fat rather than muscle.
Mm.
Maybe 70% of dieters using it report maintaining lean mass better.
That's huge for dieting success. Wow. It really paints whey as more of a holistic health supplement, not just a gym product.
It really does. Its benefits are quite broad when you look closely.
Okay, we've painted a pretty heroic picture. But let's be balanced. No supplement is perfect for everyone. What are the potential downsides or side effects people should be aware of?
Right, it's important to have the full picture. While it's safe for the vast majority, there are a few considerations. We already touched on lactose intolerance. For that small percentage, maybe 5%, who are sensitive, the lactose in whey protein concentrate, WPC, can cause bloating, gas, or discomfort.
So choosing isolate, WPI, is the fix there.
Usually, yes. Then there's the idea of overconsumption, like we discussed with kidneys. Extremely high doses, way above recommended amounts, maybe over 3 grams per kilo daily, might pose a theoretical stress, particularly for that 10% or so with pre-existing kidney issues. Yeah. Again, moderation and knowing your health status is key.
And allergies.
True milk protein allergies are different from intolerance. They're rare, affecting maybe 1% of users, but they can be serious. If you have a known milk allergy, whey is obviously off the table. But generally, the advice holds. If lactose is an issue, try isolate. If you have health conditions, check with your doctor. Most people tolerate it just fine.
Good to know. Be aware, listen to your body, choose wisely, and consult a pro if needed. Seems like sound advice for any supplement.
Exactly. Informed choices are key.
So bringing it all together for someone standing in the store, totally overwhelmed by the choices, can we do a quick cheat sheet? WPC, WPI, HWP, who should pick what?
Okay, quick guide. Whey protein concentrate, WPC.
Mm-hmm.
Best if you're on a tighter budget, don't have lactose issues, and using it for general fitness. It's effective typically around $20 per kilo, good for maybe 50% of users.
Got it. Budget choice.
Whey protein isolate, WPI. Ideal if you are lactose intolerant, following a low-carb or keto diet, or just want higher purity. Less fat, less lactose. Costs a bit more, maybe $30 per kilo. Preferred by about 30% of athletes.
Right, the pure sensitive stomach option.
And hydrolyzed whey protein, HWP. This is the premium, fastest absorbing option. Best for elite athletes or those prioritizing rapid recovery above all else. It's the most expensive, maybe $40 per kilo, favored by maybe 20% of pros.
Premium speed and recovery.
Exactly. Consumer reports often show most people, maybe 90%, are happy with WPC for cost and general use. But WPI definitely serves that important niche for sensitive individuals. And again, a nutritionist can give truly personalized advice.
That's super helpful. A clear framework to match the product to your personal needs and budget.
Hopefully, yeah. Take some guesswork out.
Stepping back one last time, this whole whey protein phenomenon, it's not just about individual shakes. What's the bigger picture, the sort of global context or implications?
It's huge, actually. You're looking at a global market worth billions, something like $19 billion. And it's growing fast, especially in places like Asia, maybe 40% growth there recently. It's not just a Western thing anymore. We see rising use in countries like Pakistan, for example, maybe 15% growth just this year. It reflects a global trend towards seeking better nutrition.
A $19 billion market. Wow.
And think about the potential public health angle. If widely available and properly used, could supplements like whey help tackle issues like malnutrition or obesity on a larger scale? Better education on how to use it effectively could boost benefits by maybe 20%, potentially leading to significant healthcare savings down the line if it helps manage obesity-related issues.
That's a fascinating thought.
Yeah, you even see some wild ideas popping up, like that X post suggesting putting whey in school lunches got like 20,000 likes. It shows people are thinking about its broader role.
It really makes you realize your choice in the supplement aisle is part of this massive global picture of health, economics, and nutrition trends.
Absolutely. It connects the individual to the global.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. So, the million-dollar question. Whey protein, ultimately, is it hype or is it a hero? What's the final word?
Based on the science we've discussed, I think it leans very strongly towards hero status, with caveats, of course. The benefits are pretty clear. Solid support for muscle growth, that 5–10% gain, positive impacts on bone health, maybe 3–5% density increase, and a measurable boost to immune function, potentially 10% fewer infections. And crucially, those widespread fears about kidney damage or it only being for bodybuilders, largely myths for the vast majority, like 95% of healthy users.
Yeah, the evidence seems pretty compelling for most people, but as we kept saying, choosing the right type for you is absolutely key. It's not one size fits all. Like that quote said, "Whey's no miracle, but it's a game changer." That feels about right.
Well put. It's a powerful tool when used correctly.
We really hope this deep dive gave you clarity on whey protein. Now we want to hear from you. What's your story, your experience? Drop it in the comments below. Do you agree with our summary? Disagree? And please, tell us where you're tuning in from. Let's see, the global reach of Mind Expansion Daily. If you got value from this, maybe learn something new, consider buying us that coffee. The link's in the description. It helps us keep doing these deep dives. And of course, for more content like this, please like this, subscribe to the channel, and visit mindexpansiondaily.com.
And here's something to think about. If these accessible, high-quality nutritional tools like whey can genuinely impact individual health so positively, and maybe even public health, what broader role could or maybe should they play in our future wellness strategies globally? It definitely makes you question how we define optimal nutrition beyond just whole foods, doesn't it?
That's a really provocative thought to leave everyone with. Definitely food for thought. Join us next time on The Deep Dive, where we'll be tackling another huge topic, plant-based proteins. You won't want to miss that comparison. See you then.